All right, welcome back. This is MDawg. This is going to be another shorter vid. I'm just trying to still get some fishing in, but also the kids are right at the end of their school year, so summer incoming for the kids, and that just means there's a lot going on today. So we'll see if we have time later to do some more, but for now we're just gonna get a little while in. It actually worked out good because it's first thing in the morning this time in terms of the daytime. So we're just going to go back to 41 and try a little bit more here. I'm seeing a lot of posts about 55 meter. And if I was on my main account, that's probably where I would go fish. It seems like there's a little bit higher ceiling on getting some really nice fish out there. But it looks like it can also be slow at times. So I don't really want to take chances with our limited trip here. All right, see what we can catch this time. Oh, the boat's not slowing down, is it? Oh, I guess it is. It wasn't slowing down very fast. Always the happy hours. Still using our lurker. $27.4. Good first fish. I think while it's still pretty early in the morning, we'll use the jack spawned one time. I don't know that this would be the case, but maybe we can catch a safe with this thing so we can get a little bit more of the fillets. $1,500 XP. We should cross 19.5 threshold today easy out here. Does 30%? No. 30% doesn't do anything. 61.9. Still leveling up bait harvesting. It started slowing down. The descent slowed down. That's what gave me the clue that there was a fish on. Nice. This is kind of what I was hoping, that using this might be a pretty good bite rate and we'd get some bait. Then we'll switch back to the lurker. This might be another one. Yep. I just feel like this thing is doing so good right now. I don't want to switch just yet. There also could be a safe cafe order. So if we can keep the ones above 3 kilos without needing them for bait, we will. If we can't, if we need them for bait, then we'll do it. We're probably just one fish away from being halfway to 20, depending on the fish. Perfect. All right. Now let's switch back. That was great. We immediately started getting high percentage, almost exclusively safe, and got some quick bait. Now let's see what happens when we go back to the lurker. Might be the same thing. Really, it might be time and weather related more than lure. But I at least wanted to try it. Haddock. We'll just keep everything, I think, on this account. We're just at halfway, by the way. We've caught some really small fish since I said that, but we're exactly halfway to 20. So we did make halfway. So good right now. Oh shoot. Fake bite. It still is so good though. There we go. This is a safe. It's a decent one. Oh, it's a haddock. Even better. Better silver, at least. I believe. Alright, so that's 28.3. Another big chunk of XP. There's a pollock worth even more XP. And I'm not saying, you know, you can't say for 100% because there's so many other factors, but I feel like this is the lurker. The lurker just does a little better job, to me, of getting you a nice variety of fish species. You're still catching saithe, occasional mackerel, but it doesn't feel like it's the same percentage of saithe that some of the lures they start you with in this trip. So I'm glad. I don't have regret on buying the lurker. At all. That's another nice saithe. Again, we're going to try to hold on to it. I mean, we still have 12 more of these, and we have a few small boys too. I think so, period. How do you feel about that question mark? We slowed down a little bit all of a sudden. I guess that like, oh, I thought that was a bite. I guess that early morning time is over. We're in the sort of late morning now. Perfect weather day, at least first part of the day. We've got overcast, a little rain, temperatures staying down a little bit. It's not too windy. Ooh, nice haddock. 28.7. Wow. You know what's crazy? This another thing you could consider doing if you're making these trips. How many do we have left? 9. If you're making these trips, if you want to go for a little bit bigger fish, you could get a slightly bigger lure. Like, what's the Florist Bilk, something like that lure? Maybe in around the 200 size. I mean, you've got some good test range up to 320, so you could get a little bigger lure. I just think the better option is to do what we're doing instead of, you know, spending so much of your trip fighting a fish that's just a little big for this equipment to pull in. But just as far as test goes, you've got some options. All right, I've got to go check something really quick. Sorry about this, but I will be right back. Ooh, that's a nice place. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, I've got a few more minutes. We're at almost 140k XP. Holy cow. All right, I gotta go check something else. Let me see if we can get one more fish in first. We're trying to figure out some things with the car insurance stuff, so I keep going out to get the exact mileage on certain vehicles. Oh, such good fishing right now. I hate to be stepping away. All right, I'll be right back. All right, sorry for that, guys. Catch my breath here. I should have just I should have just wrapped it up or not started this at all. I mean, you just never know when you're gonna have stuff come up. But anyway, we'll go a couple more minutes here. It's just been a perfect day in terms of weather out here. I wish I could have been a little more consistent throughout the day. All of a sudden the sculpin have moved in, I guess. This might be a nice little fish here. Oh yeah. Almost 10K. We're 75% through 19. This is amazing. This is amazing. Looks like Volkov is a reality after this trip. Easy. All right, this will be down to 5 of the fillet strips. Oh, never mind. But I was going to say, let's switch to these. And we'll make some more of these real quick. Yeah, this has been perfect. Using that, the other lure first thing in the morning and getting a few safe, getting ahead of the bait game. We're in good position now. We'd have to really go a long time without catching saithe or mackerel to not be in pretty good shape with bait for a bit. I don't like how it's pulling out of the bottom there. Now we're jig stepping. There we go. I think this is probably, there we go. It's probably the current slash wind picking up a little bit that's suddenly making this a little harder to keep going. All right, let's, what time is it? 17:05. Let's do like one or two more here. Maybe just one. We've done okay, you know. 150 silver or something, right? We're not going to hit any orders, even if there was a saithe order. We just hadn't been out here long enough, but that's okay. I'll definitely take a few more saithe strips or small fillets. And you can see since we came out here, we just continue to level harvesting baits on cutting up these fillets, which is really nice. Wow. We yanked that thing right off the bottom. It just may be that, I don't know, again, there's a lot of factors. Sometimes I think that the bite rate's just a little better. 29.9, we're almost at 30%. With the small fillet zone, but sometimes the fish are a little more interesting with the strips. That's just an impression. I don't think I've done near enough fishing out here to really be able to say that with confidence, but do we ever use a jig out here? I don't think so. I mean, the jig works great, but this is also working great. I don't know that there's a whole lot we'd even want to change about the results we're getting. But if you just want a jig, I mean, you'd have to get the lure. Honestly, that's where if somebody was just really into spin fishing and had already leveled up to 10% and gotten some foam rubber fish, that would help. Those work really good out here on the jig setup. And not that expensive to do that, by the way. It's pretty inexpensive at the low end of leveling up lures. But unless you're just really into spin fishing, I hesitate to recommend that because using these lures is working great. So. And if you try to level up lure making too soon, it can just be like this endless pit of silver, which is kind of tough. We are over 30%. All right. I know I keep saying this, but let's try to just do one more here. It's just the fishing is so good, so consistent. Hopefully next day we get out here, it'll be another good day. We've still got, you know, over 2 days left of our trip, so. I'd say next episode we're going to hit level 20. So one thing I have thought about doing, and we'll see, I mean, I'm not going to hold myself to this. I may change my mind. Because we do have, while I'm rambling, I'm going to throw it in again. We do have some changes coming up with my summer schedule. I may end up streaming more, which makes it harder to put as much time into these episodes. If I do still make these episodes, which I think I will, at least right now. One thing I have thought about doing, if you've been around long enough, you may remember I've done this before. Once this Norwegian trip is over, honestly, what we need to do on this account is just go sit at Old Berg and rotate between bream spots, maybe even crucian gibble spots some, and level up bottom fishing. One thing that we have definitely neglected compared to what I would normally do on leveling is bottom fishing because of these Norwegian sea trips and how fast we've been leveling. Well, to prepare for carp fishing, you know, I mean, getting equipment here and then going and trolling at Corey, that doesn't help us prepare for carp fishing, right? Because we're not leveling up bottom fishing. I mean, you have to get, I mean, technically we could fish for carp on feeder rods, But to use carp rods, and I feel like you at least want to be heading in that direction, you got to be 60% on bottom fishing. So all that being said, one thing I've thought about doing on these leveling episodes when we really just need to be cranking through the bottom fishing is something that I used to do more on stream, I think, than on YouTube. Although I might have done it some on YouTube. It'd be interesting. It might actually go across better on YouTube. I felt like it was a little chaotic on stream, but I would play. So I have two computers, right? A streaming computer and a gaming computer. What I would theoretically do is, we're just crushing it right now, is fish on this account on my streaming computer. So where the recording actually happens. And we just be sitting there bottom fishing on a pretty low intense spot. And so you would see a box on the screen with the leveling account on there. It'd be a box a little bigger than what you see on my picture. And so I kind of have to, you know, rotate over. Like if I'm catching a fish over there, I'm probably going to look more like this. And then on my gaming computer, I would have my main account up. And we'd be working on leveling up marine fishing on my main account. And while we're waiting on the lure to drop to the bottom or whatever, we catch a couple fish on the leveling account. It's just a way for me, that's a nice sculpin. It's just a way for me to both continue to make progress on my main account. Frankly, I just need to level up marine fishing. But also get through some of the grind of bottom fishing on the leveling account. So I don't know, it's something I'm playing with. It would just kind of keep me a little more interested. One of the things about these leveling guides is at some point the game just gets very grindy. And that's a part of what this game is, right? And that's fun. It's fun for me. I think it's fun for you if you're still playing this game. But when you get into the grind of it, it no longer feels like a leveling guide. It feels like a grinding experiment. And at that point, I might as well be doing that on my main account in a lot of ways. All right, we really are about to wrap this up. About to go on a daddy-daughter date to breakfast, so. Anyway, just an idea. If you have thoughts about that, you're welcome to share them. It's like either that or, you know, find a stopping point in the leveling experiment, which I don't necessarily want to do. I mean, we've still got a whole nother trip to Norway we can make. But unless I'm just going to ignore bottom fishing, it feels like, and that is another option, to be fair. We slow down a little bit on the leveling experiment, and then, but we just level on spin fishing. So, I don't know. All right, so this time we want to get the big chunks. All right, let's cast one more time, and let's just go ahead and catch a really big safe. Okay, we need a 3.5 kilo safe right here. Safe right here. Let's go ahead and do that. Last cast. Good, that was too small. I'm glad it popped off. We're fighting this current. We're fighting this wind. We're not keeping perking going. So you're saying there's a chance. Could this be 3 kilos? I don't know. It's felt smaller and smaller as we've gotten it higher. Don't even know if it's the right species, to be fair, but we're using the safe bait. Oh! Alright, I'll be right back. You're going to be tempted to minimize what you just saw and say, oh, no big deal, saith or like the perch of the Norwegian Sea, which is fair, but I still think it's a little bit cool that we called our shot there, right? I mean, we're catching a lot of different, anyway. All right, so saith, 4 3 kilo, 127 silver. 127, boys and girls, 127. Ooh, 67. So let's just say 70 plus 120, that's 190 something. So 190 silver plus 204. Almost 400 silver today. Almost 400 silver. Over 2,000 now. And we've still got trip left. We're hitting 20 next time we fish. Beautiful. So, sorry for the interruptions here. My weird ideas. However, what a success. Grats on level 28, Cassavir. All right, I'll see you next time. Tight lines, everybody.